Thank you for joining me in this broadcast. In our last episode, we talked about the power of the mind. Today we shall be talking about activation of our mind. I shall be giving us in this video a few nuggets that we could actually employ or activate to or engage to activate the power of our minds. Now, but before I do so, it's important to know that the reason we have to activate our mind, from what we said in our last video, is that the mind is the engine room of every man, and that whatsoever level of progress or prosperity you record, or the level of influence or affluence you command, are all function of the mind. But some persons' minds are more, productive than some. Even when you have detoxified your mind completely to the point that the mind should be activated, you still need to do a few things. There are things you need to do. There are responsibilities you need to take to in order for this mind to start making progress, or being productive. Yeah. Now, one of such things we must do to activate our mind is, number one, books, through the power of reading. When last did you read a book? Behind every greatness lies information. Information is power. There's a saying that he who is not informed is deformed. So, lack of information brings about deformity. So, we have too much ignorance everywhere. Who is an ignorant person? An ignorant man is a man who doesn't know, and doesn't know that he does not know. That's an ignorant person. When last did you read a book? Bob Gass wrote in his book that you remain where you are now in the next 10 years, except for two things: the books you read and the association, the company you keep. Now, that explains the importance of reading. Zig Ziglar said, if I have 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend 4 hours sharpening the axe. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you of the importance of information acquisition, of the importance of reading. So, what is reading? Now, reading is the act of, passing on to yourself the experiences and minds of other people. Now, these experiences passed in form of books could be experiences gathered by people, by the author, in the last 30 years. It could be, a 30 years worth of experience. It could be 20 years worth of experience that you just pay some money by way of exchange, and you have this book. You cannot sit down and read, then pass this experience into your system, into your mind. It activates your mind. Now, imagine just by sitting down to read, you've been able to transfer the experience, a 30 years worth of experience of another man, into your mind to activate the power of your mind. So, whatsoever you do, you must understand that, one of the ways to activate the power of the mind is by reading. So, go for books. I was speaking to, one of my friends in the United States of America, and he said that he has over 45,000 books. And he said, wow, no wonder if he speaks, you see the quality of words that comes from his mouth. You see the kind of product he emits. And you know what? When you are a reader, you must be a leader. When you are a reader, the world must need you, because it amplifies your significance, your importance. One man said that, the difference between the rich and the poor is the quality of information at their disposal. And the only thing that can catapult the son of a poor man from the dungeon of irrelevance to the realm of fame is through reading. Information. Now, the quality of information you have. It is the quality of information that you have that determines your relevance. So through reading, you activate the power of the mind. Then the second thing you do to activate the power of the mind is, now we're talking about reading, we're talking about reading. Now, the first book I usually advise people is the Bible, because it's a book of truth. Now, as you read the Bible, it opens up your mind and your understanding. It quickens your understanding. So when you wake up in the morning, make it a target to always read at least a chapter of the Bible. And if you so do, you might find out that before the end of the year or two, you would have succeeded in reading the entire Bible. So then gather other books. You have a lot of motivational books. Look out for people out there. You have a mentor, somebody you are aspiring to be like. Look out for the person's library. How many books has the person written? Try and go for these books. Then sit down and study. Even the Bible made it also clear that my people suffer, they perish for lack of knowledge. And how do you get knowledge? You get it through reading. One of the ways you get knowledge is through reading. Then the second way to activate your mind is exercise. Exercise. Exercise has a way of, illuminating our minds and making our minds active. It's very important, but many of us don't understand this. How many times do you exercise? You wake up every morning, you just eat, you go to work, you come back to the house, you eat in the evening, you sleep. So how many times do you really do exercise? So exercise has a way of profiting our minds. So let us dedicate to a lifestyle of exercise. Then the third one, where we shall be stopping today, strategy to activate your mind is through visuals. Visuals or audio clips. That's listening to messages by other people. Great messages. Now, do you know what will happen to you? Imagine gathering the audio and visual messages of great motivational speakers, of great men of God all over the world. And every day you wake up, you start listening. You listen to like 2 or 3 messages daily. For 1 month, do you know what that means? For a month, you would have listened to a total of about 90 messages by different preachers. And if you keep listening to this, because man is a product of what he hears. That is the truth. Or what he sees. That's how it is. So if you keep watching great messages from great preachers, great speakers, or listening to messages from them, before you know what's going on, it has a way of affecting your mind positively and activating your mind's power, and you become highly productive. So if you can keep these 3 strategies as a way of life, or as a culture, or as a lifestyle, believe me that, in the next few months, you are going to see the amazing power and potentials embedded in your mind. Thank you so much for giving me your attention. See you at the top. Stay blessed. Still your friend, Marcus Ikure.